regardless, let's talk about a team that is winning. The New
5 in a
England
row.
Patriots.
5 in a row.
5 in a row. They've strung together some impressive wins. You know, the next big test this weekend is the Tennessee Titans,
Is
the
it
number
really, though?
1 seed. So we're going to talk about that. The number 1 seed. So as the standings sit today, and everybody, of course, on Sunday, Patriots fans were Colts fans. The Colts playing the Bills. The Colts slaughter the Bills with Jonathan Taylor putting up 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns from Jonathan Taylor. The Colts look good. Their defense looks good. They've got a great offensive line. Losing Quentin Nelson could be a big problem for them. But regardless, they've got a really good offensive line. They've got the best running back in football right now, with Derrick Henry down. The best running back in football, putting up 5 touchdowns. Carson Wentz, who's playing, he's not playing great, but he's not playing badly enough to lose. You know, he's crazy.
I mean, Carson Wentz is putting up good fantasy points for me. Tell you, he's been really good fantasy-wise.
I had him the year I almost went back-to-back in fantasy football, and then he tore his ACL diving into the end zone because he's a lunatic and just gives up his body on every play. Current standings: Titans 8-3, Ravens 7-3, Patriots back on top of the AFC East 7-4, Chiefs 7-4, Bengals 6-4 wild card. Other wild card: Chargers 6-4, who look to be getting their spark back too. Justin Herbert. The Chargers are very lucky to have Justin Herbert as their quarterback for the next however many years. Kid is good. And then the Bills, third wild card spot, 6-4. Here's my question. Let's talk about this Titans game first.
Yeah.
Patriots playing the Titans this Sunday, 1 o'clock. I'll tell you this. I think the Titans are frauds.
I agree.
I don't think the Titans are that good of a team. Without Derrick Henry, I don't think they're that good of a team.
The Titans are Derrick Henry. So if you take them out of the equation, I don't care if you run the same offense. They just released Adrian Peterson today. That didn't work out.
They lost to the Texans this week.
They lost to the Texans this week. The Titans are frauds. Bill Belichick knows. How long did Bill Belichick play against Ryan Tannehill in the AFC East?
Twice a year for however many years.
Twice a year for however many years, right? I get he's on a better team. It's still Ryan Tannehill. I'm more concerned about the damn Colts game than I am about this one.
The Colts are going to be a problem. So that got flexed to Saturday, December, whatever, primetime football, December 18th, 8:20 p.m. Great flex. Can't wait for that game Saturday night. It's going to be
nothing
awesome.
Like Saturday night Patriots game. Prime time. You don't have to work the next day.
Oh, I love it.
Let's go. If they lose, you can drink your sorrows and sleep in. I can't because I got a kid. But,
I will be.
Beautiful spot for a game. If you gamble the game, then you're able to kind of lick your wounds or celebrate your victories either way. Saturday night primetime NFL football. Nothing like it.
No. So this game this weekend, we talked a lot about after the Jets game specifically, they stomped out the Jets. We were like, okay, well, the next big game, the Chargers. Okay. The Chargers are a big measuring stick game. Patriots beat them. Looked like the Chargers were stumbling at that point, but the Chargers are a good football team. I still give that one a lot of merit. Then we said the Browns seem to be stumbling. The Browns seem to be sucking. There's questions now whether or not Baker Mayfield is going to be their quarterback for the next however many years he's up for a contract. And listen, guys, Browns. Do you remember that list of quarterbacks that you had on the back of that shirt?
He's the best one.
Stick with Baker Mayfield.
You guys are having problems. He's the best one, and he's not the problem here.
No, I don't know if he's as good as I thought he was, but I don't think he's the problem with this team.
Okay, but Alex Smith went to an NFC Championship game. I think you can win with Baker Mayfield.
I do too. I think it's a Browns institutional thing. That's all I think it is. I think the Browns are just they're a losing organization. That's their identity, and that's how they're going to work with it. You got to break your identity.
A good way to say this, right? Put Baker here. Baker would do really well in New England. Right?
I think Baker would do great here.
Yeah, so he has the talent. Just got to give him a better situation.
Right. So we talked about the Baker Mayfield Browns game. Then Nick Chubb didn't play. Dearness Johnson played. Dearness Johnson put up 150 yards. So he basically put up Nick Chubb numbers. I don't give the Nick Chubb conversation any sort of merit there. They beat the Browns. The next big step is the Titans. And in regards to this, if you beat the Titans, Jared, I'm going to be like, okay, good job. You won that game. I think you should win that game. I think they're minus 6 points right now.
I think I saw 6.5. I think I saw 6.5.
6.5, whatever it is. It's around that ballpark. So they're favorites to win this game. If you lose this game, I think that says a lot more than if you win the game.
You win the game, you should win the game, right? Like that's the storyline. If you lose the game, you're allowed to get bashed next week because you're riding a 5-game win streak. Your defense is hot. You just came off I don't care who it is. You just put up a clean sheet. You put up a 0 spot on Thursday Night Football against the Atlanta Falcons. And that's a big deal for the defense. They had takeaways. They forced turnovers. They did what they were supposed to do against a really bad team. And their defense has been good the last 4 weeks. And they'll give them a full week.
Their defense has been elite the past 4
weeks. It's the best. They're the best scoring defense in the league as of right now. And they, by far, should win Sunday against the Titans. If you don't, that's when we can start to have a conversation about bashing you. Because if you win, you're supposed to. You're 6-point favorites for a reason, right? Like, you are the better team. I don't care what the records are. You should be 9-1 or whatever. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be 7-4. So what if they were 8-3? Then what would you say, right? If they had the same record as the Titans, then are we going to sit here and say, oh, well, the Titans are a better team? Nationally, I feel like the Titans are getting a lot more credit than they should be. But the Patriots, right? They're 7-4. Put them at 8-3. Now who are they saying is better because the records are the same, right? I think people take too much stock in the records when you just watch with your eyes. The Patriots right now are a better football team.
Right, and the Titans have some bad losses. The Titans lost to the Jets, guys. Remember that. One of the Jets' few wins is against the Titans. Now, one of the Dolphins' few wins is against the Patriots, but I think the Patriots...
And you almost lost to the Texans, right?
You did almost lose to the Texans. The Texans, not as bad as people originally thought with Tyrod Taylor.
But we also didn't play him with Tyrod.
Played Davis Mills. Played Davis Mills, so that's not good.